So certain ideas are so obvious to the people, the sometimes you have to wonder, is it a legitimate minhag, a legitimate assumption? Is it a minhag shtus, baba maisa? So it's always important to know what's the source for anything that we say or do, and is a legitimate source. So Kaddish is very, very prevalent in the Jewish people. You can have someone saying Kaddish all year, never miss a minyan once, and he'll be Machalo Shabbos. That he will not miss showing that kavod for a relative, and he thinks that somehow this will elevate the neshama of his relative, his father, let's say, and he will never, ever, ever miss a minyan, no matter what. He may treif, he may Machalo Shabbos, but he'll never miss this opportunity. So this idea that Kaddish is so popular, and somehow this is going to elevate the neshama. And other things that we do was say learning Mishnah, the letters in the Shema, will somehow elevate the neshama. Is there a source for this? So we should naturally assume when Klal Yisrael is doing something, even if it's not open in the Shulchan Aruch or the Gemara, we should assume there is a good source for something like that, and not just go ahead and say, no, the whole Klal Yisrael is doing something wrong. And yeah, the whole notion is a mistaken one. It's not the natural assumption. Once in a while, there could be something called a minhag shtus. That should not be our natural assumption. So over here, there are sources, and a fascinating source piece of there's midrashim on it. And in a rishon, an open source, is Rabbeinu Bachaya, Talmud of the Ramban, not to be mixed up with Rabbeinu Bachya ibn Bakur, the author of the Chovos Levavos. Rabbeinu Bachaya, in his Perush al Torah, in the end of Shoftim, was talking about Egla Arufa, someone who's found murdered between two cities. He talks about Kaper Pamcha and Perak Chafal of Pasuk Chet. He writes that we do things in the memory of a loved one, we say Kaddish, and that results in Eloi Neshama, in a raising and elevating of that person's soul. And he talks about saying Kaddish and doing other mitzvot for in memory of someone, and that can have an effect on that person's neshama. So it's a fantastic source. Previously, we mentioned Rav Soloveitchik says that when it talks about the Sifrei HaMesim, opened up every Rosh Hashanah, the Book of the Dead, he says, some take it to mean that we, each of us alive, are opened up, and we'll be decided whether we be put in the Book of the Dead or the Book of the Live. He says another pshat is the Book of the Dead means the dead themselves are rejudged every year to see their offspring and the people they affected, what are they up to? And those actions of those people will always be reflecting on the deceased. So it's a similar idea as well that the Rav said, but this is actually from a Rishon Rabbeinu Bachaya. And the footnotes quote Midrashim, and the Ramah does bring this down as well, which of course why Kaddish is so popular, but it's not just a Baba Maisa that people feel good about it. There's sources in Amasora, and it's a very important Rabbeinu Bachaya to remember. Shalom.